One of these two teams makes the roughly 90-mile trip down I-64 about this time every year. One of the most anticipated and exciting rivalries in Virginia college sports. Tonight from Norfolk, it's VCU at Old Dominion. Next on Massive. Good evening and welcome to Ted Constant Center on the campus of Old Dominion University, where tonight the visiting VCU Rams at 5-1 take on the Old Dominion Monarchs at 3-3. I'm Scott Jackson along with John Feinstein. And John, as we get ready for this exciting rivalry game, we certainly have some talented players to keep our eyes on. Let's start with the visiting Rams.
Yeah, no question. Doriante Jenkins is one of the most improved players at VCU this year. You see his numbers. He's come a long way in just his second year. Last year against Old Dominion, he had 23 points. He was kryptonite for the Monarchs, and Jeff Jones, ODU's coach, is very concerned about him tonight. On the other hand, Isaac Van, who transferred 2 years ago from Maine, has really come into his own in his second year at VCU. He's their leading scorer. You can see how athletic he is. Look for a lot of alley-oop dunk attempts from him because he can score at any time.
For ODU, of course, it's all about the veteran guards.
Both seniors, B.J. Stith and Ahmad Tabor, they're the heart and soul of this team. Stith can score inside, he can score outside. He hit 5 3-point shots in their last game against Northern Iowa. He can also drive the ball to the basket. Tabor is the beginning engine at both ends of the court for ODU. He runs the offense from the point, and he runs the defense from the point. He is critical and has to stay on the court for ODU to have a chance.
Should be a good one tonight. Coming up, starting line is a tip-off for Ted Constant Center. It's college basketball on Massive. Welcome back to Ted Constant Center on the campus of Old Dominion. Scott Jackson and John Feinstein getting ready to bring you the VCU Rams and the Old Dominion Monarchs. We take a look at the starting lineups. Doriante Jenkins, who averages just under 11 points a game for VCU. Marcus Evans, a homecoming of sorts for the Chesapeake native tonight. Played at Great Bridge and Cape Henry Collegiate. Of course, has had a great start to the season. 13 points a game, a couple steals. And there's the head coach, Mike Rhodes, second season back at the university after going to Rice as the head coach for a couple seasons, and 15th year overall in head coaching for Mike Rhodes. And there's Jeff Jones, the Old Dominion Monarchs head coach. Sixth season here at Old Dominion. 117 and 61 for Jeff Jones at ODU. 474 overall wins as a head coach. And tonight his Monarchs, John, have a tough task in the VCU Rams team that's got off to a really quick start this season at 5-1.
Their only loss in Brooklyn, Kansas City to St. John's in overtime. Very controversial ending to that game. Jeff Jones, 27th season as a head coach. He was the youngest coach in ACC history when he got the Virginia job in 1990 at the age of 29.
Old Dominion going to have the first possession of this game, and they're going to get a traveling call. So early turnover. Deshaun Dickens got a little fast with his feet there.
Ramey Steins, who works a lot of ACC games with that call.
Yeah, Steins, Rick Crawford, and Jeff Harkness are officiating through here tonight at Ted Constant Center.
Very solid experience.
VCU in the dark black, and a layup in good from Marco Santos. So a nice assist there from Isaac Van.
Yeah, pretty pass from Van, who we mentioned in the open, transferred from Maine 2 years ago. Wasn't unhappy at Maine, playing for Bob Walsh up there. He just felt he could play at a higher level than Maine in the America East, and now he's in the Atlantic 10 and playing very well.
He's had a heck of a start to the season. Was the A10 Player of the Week last week as well. He's got those honors the other day. Old Dominion here, being patient with the shot clock. Stith gets a good shot off in the lane, misses it, no good, but the tip in by Carver doesn't go. Rebound VCU.
That shot might have been just outside Carver's shooting range. He is a close to the basket guy.
His dad is the fifth all-time leading scorer at Old Dominion, AC Carver. And he could light up, but his son is, as you said, not an offensive player, more of a boards presence for this ODU team. There's the step back two from Marcus Evans. And again, they say, John, he's not even 100%.
Mike Rhodes told me yesterday he thinks he might be 75%. Sat out last year as a transfer from Rice and had 2 Achilles injuries. And really isn't 100%, even though at 75%, he's still pretty good.
Yeah, and he gave ODU nightmares when he was at Rice, and here he's back playing in front of the hometown fans. And I know he's excited to be here. Good story on him today by Ed Miller.
Santos Silva trying to double team there. Mike Rhodes wants his team to double team and pressure every chance it gets. He's brought Havoc back.
Sure
he was
has.
an assistant for Shaka Smart before he went to Rice, and of course Shaka Smart made Havoc famous when VCU went to the Final Four in 2011. And Mike felt last year he didn't have quite the players or the depth to really run that defense, and this year he feels he does.
Yeah, he's got a lot of depth, and tonight there's
down a man.
Yeah, he's down a man without Douglas in the lineup, or he's got Douglas in the lineup, I should say, for Sean Mobley, and they do like what Douglas brings, but certainly they're going to miss Mobley.
They hope Mobley will be back to play against Iona on Saturday.
Yeah, they want to be smart with the injuries. Got a bone bruise in the knee. Santos Silva with another chance underneath the hoop and good. Nice move by him. He's got really good footwork. The big guy tap dancing there to get another two. So it's a quick 6-0 lead here for VCU.
And you see the full court pressure that they will show even against a veteran point guard like Ahmad Caver. Caver knows how to handle pressure. Speed of the game is going to be critical here. ODU wants a half-court game. VCU wants a full-court game. You see,
Carver's going to put up a three. Short off the front of the iron, and last touch by Old Dominion, so possession VCU. And it's funny you said that about tempo. I was talking to Mike Rose today, the shoot-around. He said the thing about ODU is even if we're up like an 8-0 run, they're still going to walk it up on us. They're not going to let us speed them up. No. It's really difficult to speed ODU up. We started, by the way, ODU off to an 0-4 start from the floor here.
Yeah, and that Carver taking that jump shot there got him a seat on the bench very quickly. That's not what he's in the game to do.
Yeah, so an early look at Marcus Godwin, the sophomore out of Hampton, Virginia. Marcus Evans driving, off the glass, misses off the side of the glass. Rebound Robinson.
Good help defense there by Robinson. Right now, ODU playing man-to-man at their end of the court defensively. You'll see zone from them tonight, though, almost for sure.
Yeah, Robinson just checked in the game as well. So ODU with a couple subs early. What a move, and off the glass and good from Xavier Green with a circus shot for ODU.
Been a lot of talk about who can be the third scoring option for this team in addition to Caver and Stith.
Jenkins for threes, got it. He has got unlimited range.
And no conscience.
None at all.
He will only shoot the ball if it's actually in his hands.
So Dariante Jenkins with an early three. He had 5 in the first half in their last game against Hofstra.
He can go off. I said last year he had 23 against ODU, so Jeff Jones is having flashback nightmares right now.
Robinson in the post and left-handed hook and good. So some post scoring from Old Dominion. Albert Robinson, of course, last played at LSU before transferring to ODU a few seasons ago. He was at LSU playing. He's been out of basketball for a little bit and he's getting back his game legs. He's been dealing with a hamstring injury, too. Off the mark for Van. The rebound, VCU keeps possession.
Jeff Jones needs some offense from his bigs, and that was
way downtown for Marcus Evans and good. That was from Chesapeake, I think.
That was way outside three-point range. Even NBA three-point range.
So 12-4 lead here for the visiting Rams, who have had a good record here at Ted Constant Center. Not an easy place to play, but 7-6 all time.
They won 2 years ago in here.
Stith off the glass, no good. The rebound, Robinson. He spikes upward. He's going to get the foul call before the... It looked like he almost traveled, but I think he got the foul call first. Looks like they're going to get Santos Silva on the foul. So VCU off to a fast start, 12-4 here at Ted Constant Center. You're watching college basketball on Matter Sports. Welcome back to Norfolk, Virginia, campus of Old Dominion University. VCU off to a quick start here with a 12-4 lead over Old Dominion, 15-18 to go in the first half. And John Feinstein, as we look at the keys, some of the things right now that both teams want to do, they are doing, and for ODU, maybe the things they don't want to have.
Well, VCU certainly wants this fast pace that they've got to start here. They want to speed the game up. They also want to minimize second chance opportunities. ODU's already got 2 offensive rebounds, one of their baskets off an offensive rebound. So both teams trying to do what their coaches believe they absolutely have to do. Pace of the game, though, as I said earlier, is going to be critical. And so far, it's in VCU's favor.
Robinson gives the screen to Caver. He goes the other direction. Stith's going to take a long three. That's going to be way off. And ODU saves it out of bounds to VCU. Here comes Jenkins pushing it forward to Marcus Evans.
Very good defense by Sims there.
Wide open look here for Sims, and he's got it.
He did.
VCU took it from 3 early. That's 3 early threes for VCU, 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. And they've been way beyond the arc on a couple of them.
And Sims comes in off the bench and right away makes a good defensive play, getting a hand in Stith's face, and then makes the three at the other end.
Marcus Evans called for the foul. That's his first, team third for VCU.
DJ Stith had his best game of the season last week against Northern Iowa. Finally found his shooting eye. Jeff Jones said earlier he was taking 4 shots.
Xavier Green again off the glass, misses, rebound. Douglas making the start tonight for Mobley. Sims with the pump fake. Penetrates, kicks it back out, and errant pass, and that's going to go towards Old Dominion.
When he should have zagged there.
That's the 4th turnover for VCU. That's also been a little bit of a problem for Mike Rhodes' team with the turnover at times.
They have got more turnovers than assists, which no coach likes to see. Mike says his team's been a turnover machine, his words, and they need to get that out of their system. And I think, again, as Evans feels more comfortable and gets more game experience, having not played basketball for a year, plus the injuries, they will do better with that.
Michael Gilmore in the game for VCU. He replaces Corey Douglas. They're trapping out here at the half court, almost a turnover, but Green is going to take it to the rim, and off the glass, and no, off the mark, rebound Gilmore.
Again, they trapped, and that created an opening for Green, but it also sped the game up to the pace that the Rams want, and that's a foul.
Yeah, it's going to be a foul on Old Dominion's Xavier Green. It's going to be his first, team first. ODU off to a 2 for 10 start here.
Both these coaches will substitute liberally. Jeff Jones will substitute to some degree in order to keep his players fresh to face this press. And pressure, that was a walk.
Yeah, they got away with one there. The fans are letting them hear it. VCU off to a hot start from the floor, 6 for 7 so far for the Rams. Sims is going to take another 3. This one's off the mark. Rebound ODU.
That one was guarded. Stith got a hand in his face.
Caver is going to drive off the glass, but he's not going to get it to go, but he does get to the line.
I think it's fair to say that one of Jeff Jones' mottos for this season is, when in doubt, go to Ahmad. And they're struggling from the floor, as you said. He gets to the basket and gets fouled.
Raquel Sims foul.
Neither of these teams particularly good at free throw shooting so far. Both of them well under 70% thus far this season.
Yeah, it's been a problem in stretches for VCU. And then stretches they've been good, but ODU's really struggled, as you said, from the line this year. But Caver knocks the first one down, 64% as a matter of fact, on the season for ODU. Caver, on the other hand, 75%.
If it's a close game at the end, the guy they'd want on the free throw line is Caver.
They knocks them both down. So it's a 15-6 ball game. So ODU has it back down to a single-digit deficit. Williams is checked in the game. Vince Williams, the freshman, number 10, gave up the ball to Sims.
ODU now in that zone that I mentioned.
P.J. Bird, another freshman, also in.
ODU played a lot of zone last year. Not usually Jeff Jones' primary defense, but they had success with it.
Williams attacking the rim, and he's going to draw the foul.
Jeff Jones not happy there with the seam in the zone. Not supposed to give up that kind of shot when you're in the zone.
And VCU really struggled against the Hofstra zone on Saturday night. And it was one of the reasons Hofstra was able to come back after a double-digit deficit at halftime.
And that's one of the reasons why Jeff Jones has gone to it early tonight, because he saw the Hofstra tape.
So Vince Williams to the line. 73% free throw shooter. The lefty knocks it down. ODU's gone on a 3-minute, 10-second scoreless drought here as well, which isn't helping matters with the 10-point deficit.
Which Caver broke just a few seconds ago.
Yeah. Williams knocks them both down.
Always count on lefties to make free throws, Scott. Except me.
Again, with the full court pressure from VCU. See a lot of this tonight. Caver able to break it.
Trap.
Long shot from Godwin. Off the mark. Last touch, it looks like by VCU, so ODU will keep possession.
ODU keeps the ball, but again, we're seeing what they do with the trap. It doesn't necessarily create a turnover, but it will create a quick shot, not necessarily a good shot.
Yeah, Godwin was way out there. He's a 30% three-point shooter.
If Steph Curry's out there, he's inside his range.
Right.
Most people aren't.
Caver driving, kicks it back out. Nice pass to Carver. Carver's going to put it off, and no good. Rebound, Wade. Wade keeps possession for ODU. Jason Wade, the freshman out of Richmond. There's Caver off the back iron and over the glass, and it'll be VCU ball.
ODU really struggling to find good shots here so far.
2 for 13 for ODU from the floor.
And think about it, Scott. Almost every shot they've taken has either been contested or too far out. I think we have a problem with the shot clock.
Yeah, I think there's a shot clock issue because that clock went really quick.
Well, now it's running again.
Stop that thing.
Runaway clock.
VCU off to a quick start tonight. Part of VCU's issue has not been necessarily good first halves. It's been what happens with the lead this season. Here's VCU from beyond the arc.
Well, and this is a very good sign for Mike Grove's team because they're shooting 28% from 3 coming in, and they make 3 right out of the get-go here.
They have their largest lead right now.
And again,
at 11.
ODU in that extended zone.
Mikel Sims from 3. Off the mark. Rebound, though. Once again, VCU. Williams, such a scrappy player. Vince Williams, the freshman, with the offensive board, and it'll be on the floor.
And of course, when you play zone, the biggest potential weakness is rebounding the basketball, and right there we saw Williams get between players to get that rebound.
Oh, Sims had a good look. He passed it up off the inbound.
It's a walk.
Yep. Vince Williams moving a little too quick there. And VCU will continue to press ODU.
The other thing that pressure does, especially when one guy's handling the ball the way Caver does, he's going to be tired when we get to the second half because he's working on every offensive possession just to get the ball in the front court.
Jason Wade with the ball now from Richmond. He takes it, puts it up off the glass. No good. Rebound to Gilmore.
Had a couple of those.
Here comes P.J. Bird, the freshman. He's going to kick it back to Gilmore. Thought about it. He traveled.
He who hesitates tends to walk.
Gilmore walks, and that's a timeout on the floor. VCU with a fast start here in Norfolk, leading Old Dominion 17-6. Long and Foster, Interstate Showdown on Masson. Welcome back to Ted Constant Center, campus of Old Dominion University. Scott Jackson and John Feinstein with you. And quick start for VCU. Jeff Jones, obviously, like to see a little bit better from his team, who's 0 for their last 8 in the last 4 minutes and 38 seconds.
Yeah, if his guys could shoot the way he shot when he was at UVA, they'd be a lot better off. But I think people know Jeff's fighting in a second bout of prostate cancer. Told me that he's getting a shot every 3 months. And he feels fine, except there are some side effects to the shots, including hot flashes. And he said that one of the good things about being on the court during a game is when he has one of them, people don't notice because he's sweating anyway.
He's had a great sense of humor about it.
Oh, yeah.
Offensive foul on Old Dominion as Gilmore takes the charge. And that's going to go on Aaron Carver. I believe that's his second, so he'll probably have to go to the bench, and he will. As Xavier Green's going to check back in the game for Old Dominion, as well as number 22.
Well, we've all known people, Scott, who fought cancer, and we all know that attitude is really important, and nobody has a better attitude than Jeff.
Yeah, he sure does. I talked a lot to him yesterday after the shoot-around. A lot of what he wanted to know about was the Redskins and the Nationals. That's what he was very concerned about with me. We talked DC sports together. It was fun.
Of course, he lived in D.C. all those years coaching an American.
Yeah. And turnaround from Gilmore is good.
Tough shot there.
Gilmore's an interesting story. Of course, he started at VCU, was at Florida Gulf Coast, was at Miami, was back at VCU again.
Graduate transfer.
Yeah, it's going to end his career there. VCU's about to get 5 new players in the game.
That's the depth we were talking about that Mike Rhodes has this year that he didn't have last year.
And by the way, that's their 5 starters, and they right now have their largest lead at 19-6.
Another traveling violation. That was the product of really good defense. They just couldn't find anybody with any open space on the floor. And Old Dominion is not doing a great job of spacing the floor against this trapping defense. If you space the floor properly against traps, you will get open shots.
So the starters back in for VCU. Old Dominion still working with combinations. Kalu Zikpe just checked back in, replacing George Dinkins. Excuse me, George Dinkins replacing Zikpe. So VCU with their largest lead right now of 13. Looking to add to it. Marcus Evans, the Chesapeake product. Step back jumper off the mark. Rebound Old Dominion.
Marcus Evans was, of course, initially recruited by VCU, but then when Mike Rhodes got the Rice job, he went with him to Rice. Then when Mike Rhodes came back, he came back.
Dinkins just checks in with a tip-in. George Dinkins from Hampton. Providence transfer with the bucket. They like his potential. Good defense there from Old Dominion. Santos Silva is off the mark. Caver's going to pull up for a three. Misses.
That wasn't a bad shot. That's a shot Caver can make. Sometimes you get going too fast.
Dariante Jenkins with a pull-up jumper off a lot.
And that was a 12-footer, but he was 10 feet from the basket.
Caver, you mentioned a good shot a moment ago. He's 0 for 3 to start this game. And Old Dominion's going to have a hard time scoring if Caver's not scoring.
No, they need him to score. They need him to set other guys up. He plays 35 minutes a game. That's down from 37 last year, and that's what I was talking about with the pressure.
Corey Douglas is on the bench now after committing the foul. We go to a little bit of a smaller lineup with Sims in the game. Dinkins with the jumper. He knocks it down, so a 19-10 game, so Old Dominion cutting into that lead.
Badly needed basket. And coming on a jumper from one of the bigs is very encouraging for ODU.
Dariante Jenkins drives, loses the ball, and they're going to say last touch by Old Dominion.
They may go to the monitor. No, they're not going to go to the monitor to check this. They can't.
I think it's another shot clock issue because
they reset it.
Yeah, they reset the shot clock and the ball never touched anything. So they're going to try to fix the shot clock situation. They're going to hopefully get that solved. So now it's going to be 18 on the clock, and it's going to be VCU possession under the basket.
And they got that right because obviously the ball didn't touch the rim.
Right. VCU suddenly in a 1 for 7 slump after starting off red hot.
Well, when you play fast, you're going to be streaky.
And they do play fast. Jenkins from way out misses. Rebound Green. Good transition defense by VCU, though they get set up quickly. Green's going to look about 3, fakes it, dribbles, almost loses it, keeps possession. Godwin's going to put up a 2. Off the mark, Santos Silva cleans the boards for VCU. Here's Jenkins attacking. Might get a whistle, and we do. They're going to call a blocking foul on Old Dominion. Fans hate it, obviously, here in Norfolk. Xavier Green's going to get called for the foul.
Not sure. Let's see the replay on
I'd like to see this again as well.
You know, he was moving a little bit, Scott.
He was kind of falling already.
He was trying to fall, but he was still stepping to his right. I think
he's still kind of
got that right.
Yeah, I think he was still sliding. His knees were out. I can understand.
It's the kind of call where the home fans are going to boo it because he was facing up to the offensive player, but he was not set.
That's a good call. Ahmad Caver back into the game for Old Dominion. Green's going to check out.
Jeff Jones didn't agree with the call. I'm sure you're shocked to hear that.
Yeah, I don't think he liked the call either. Pretty sure most of these people in the crowd didn't like it either from the reaction we got.
We pretty much have a sellout here tonight, by the way.
Sure do. There is some VCU fans that made it in, which
VCU always travel.
They always travel. Isaac Van for 3. He's off the back iron. The rebound, Marcus Evans. He's going to take a long 2, and he's got it. Marcus Evans.
He is a confident player, isn't he? Especially for a guy who, as we said, didn't play last year.
He's got 7 to lead VCU thus far. Yeah, he's extremely confident, and he's also been the guy when they've needed a shot late in games that has been more than happy to step up and take it and usually make it.
That's what I mean in terms of confidence.
Wow. Marcus Godwin, the sophomore, moved a little quick.
It's about the 6th traveling violation.
Yeah. So ODU cuts it a lead a little bit, but still trails here at home to VCU, 21-10. You're watching college basketball on Massive Sports. Welcome back to Ted Constance Center campus of Old Dominion University. Scott Jackson and John Feinstein here with you. Old Dominion 2 for their last 13. VCU's gone into a drought themselves, 1 for their last 7, but it is still an 11-point Rams advantage.
Well, Mike Rhodes talked about the fact that he is really happy with the improvement in his team's defense this year, their ability to press as we've seen, but he's still not happy with the offense. And they got off to a hot start, but they pulled. Old Dominion, most of their offense has been getting the ball on the glass and trying to get an offensive rebound. They had real trouble running their offense, and it's reflected in that shooting percentage.
Isaac Van's going to drive it, puts it up, blocked by Old Dominion. They're going to push it. The offense, Stith. BJ Stith's going to attack Sims, and he's going to get the foul.
And that was a good play by Stith, attacking the rim there. Again, he's a player who can make shots from the outside, but he's big enough and strong enough and experienced enough to go to the basket. They're very good defense here, sets up this semi-break that leads to Stith getting fouled. Younger brother, of course, the son of Bryant Stith, who played for Jeff Jones at Virginia, and the younger brother, his older brother, just graduated last year. I asked Jeff, I said, what are you going to do next year when you don't have a Stith on your team?
He's had all of them, I think, at this point. 90% free throw shooter, BJ Stith. And Mikel Sims, by the way, has picked up his second foul.
He coached all 3 of them. The father at Virginia and the 2 brothers here at ODU. Of course, the dad is on the bench as an assistant coach.
It's definitely a family affair with the Stiths at Old Dominion.
And Bryant grew up about, I don't know, less than 10 miles from this arena.
So knocks them both down. BJ Stith again trims the lead to single digits, 21-12. Marcus Evans,
I think he got away with a walk.
Williams dumps it into Santos Silva in the post, kicks it out to Evans. Will spin dribble. I think he traveled, yes.
They got him the second time.
They got him that time, yeah. I don't think you can call that one a Euro step or a crap dribble. I think that's
call that a travel.
I think that's an actual travel, yeah. I think that was a good call by the refs. I mean, it looked pretty.
That was a nice spin move.
Really good spin move.
Spun a little too much.
Just a little extra, yeah. Oh, there's a foul.
You got to call that.
Foul on Evans over Ahmad Caver.
And sometimes fans get confused with 1 and 1 because that's the 7th foul on VCU. And they think if somebody piles into somebody, it's clearly an accident or trips them. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's still a foul.
Intent does not matter.
Right. So Caver's going to go to the line to shoot 1 and 1.
And at this point, down 21-12, you cannot afford an empty trip here to the free throw line.
This might be the way ODU can get back in the game, too, by chipping away on the free throw line. But as we mentioned, they are not the best free throw shooting team. But Caver, 75% of the season, knocks it first.
Now 3 for 3. In fact, they're shooting their free throws well tonight. That's about all they've done well offensively. 5 out of 5. Now watch, he'll miss. And
they're going to blame the announcers.
Yeah, they'll blame me.
He's not listening to us.
I live at home with 3 children and a wife. I'm used to being blamed.
And he did.
There you go.
There you go, John.
Sorry, Jeff.
Send a hate mail to John Feinstein. And Mark Caver misses the second. So 21-13. VCU on top, but the deficit's now 8. Marco Santos Silva asking for it in the post, begging for it in the post.
Triple team,
but they triple team him each time. Vinny Williams can throw it up off the glass. No good rebound. Old Dominion.
Good defense in that zone by ODU, and they got the rebound.
Wade finds Stith on the wing, but good recovery defense from Isaac Van. Caver trying to get a foul call. There goes BJ Stith. He's going to be short at the front rim.
He can make threes, but he's not going to make a lot of them standing next to the opposing coach.
ODU now 0 for 7 beyond the arc. Yet to hit that 3. Dariante Jenkins is good from out there, and he's got it. The baseline 3. So 24-13 lead for the Rams.
Jenkins caught it and stepped right into it. That's the way you want to shoot a three-point shot. And again, Jeff Jones has talked about his team's three-point shooting, and he thinks it'll get better when they get more offense inside. Because when you get offense inside, it opens up the outside. The way the college game is played nowadays, that's what you do. You want to use the inside to open up the outside since the 3 is so dominant.
ODU's going to hurry up. There's only 3 on the shot clock. They may not get a shot off. They do. The end of the clock, but rebound from Stith after the miss, and good. So ODU is getting on the boards for a second chance point there. Cuts it to a 24-15.
Again, that's what we talked about. That's a lot of their offense. On that play, I think VCU stopped playing because they thought it was going to be a shot clock violation.
Isaac Van steps into a 3, and it's good.
Van saying he got fouled there.
Isaac Van for VCU now 5 for 9 beyond the arc as a team. Quick start from out there, and it's back to a 12-point lead. Stith's going to attack. In and out. Rebound Stith, though, stays with it.
Another offensive rebound for Old Dominion.
Mike Rhodes laughed when I told him that Jeff Jones didn't think the rebounding was good enough so far this season. He thought that was funny because he knew they were going to come out and rebound on this team tonight. That's what they've done.
Well, he said that's their offense. Put it on the glass and go get it.
Stith long on this shot. Will not get another opportunity. Now VCU pushing it. Here comes Isaac Van looking for contact.
He got the foul called from behind by Ramey Steins.
Like to look at that one again. That was interesting. Stith, by the way, off to a 1-for-8 start. Let's check this out again. Here's Isaac Van. There's Caver. Is there a foul? Yeah, he got his arm. Got him up here on the towards the shoulder.
Good call. And Ramey Steins had the better angle actually from behind because he can see.
Yeah, definitely got him
right there. And there's the foul call made by the trail.
Yeah, his hands are coming through on his shoulder. You can see that. So Isaac Van, they're going to call that a 2-shot foul because he was about to go up, or what are they doing?
No.
Decide no, they're going to call him inside. Nope, sorry.
That they're going to inbound.
That's only team foul number 6 for Old Dominion, so not in the 1-on-1 situation quite yet. The next foul will be 1-on-1 opportunity.
Sometimes the closest official doesn't have the best angle. That was an example.
Yeah, that was a very good call. Here goes Isaac Van again, attacking, looking for more contact. Gets it this time. That'll be a 2-shot foul. Fans don't like it.
Well, they don't like it because it's the second straight time one of their defenders was called for a foul, but I think this one was obvious. The question was, which player do you call it?
They gave it to 23, DeJore Dickens on the way down, I guess, although it really looked like you could have gotten Wade on the way up.
I would have called it on Wade.
Yeah, that's Dickens' first foul. Well, they always pick on the big guy. He's a 7-footer. They figure he needs the foul.
Oh, he's got the longer arm.
Right. Van hits the first one. Isaac Van, was the Atlantic 10 Player of the Week last week. 19, 5 rebounds, and 3 points. 3.5 assists in that time. He is a 79% free throw shooter. Knocks them both down. Isaac Van, 5 points. And the lead now up to 14 for VCU.
And that's a big deficit for ODU because they don't play fast.
This is the largest lead of the game as well for the Rams. And really, VCU just defending so hard out there. It's hard for ODU to get some good looks. And really is. They're going to get an offensive foul on ODU on Caver. That goes Ahmad Caver's foul there. That'll be his second. VCU is their largest lead. You're watching college basketball on Masson Sports. Welcome back to Ted Constant Center campus, Old Dominion. Scott Jackson and John Feinstein taking another look at Ahmad Caver's second foul here, the charge they called on him.
That's a huge call, and the reason Caver looks like that, and I don't blame him, is because it had nothing to do with the play. The ball was already gone. The VCU player was just trying to take a charge, which is smart. But I would have no-called that if I was an official. I would have just let him keep playing. The great Hank Nichols, in situations like that, the Hall of Fame referee, would just look down at the player trying to take the charge and say, get up, son.
Vince Williams, though, he's drawn a lot of charges this year. The freshman is not afraid.
He's a very smart player.
To sacrifice himself, and that's another turnover from VCU. I believe that's 5.
And as I said, that's a smart play by Williams because if you don't get the call, it doesn't affect the play. If you do get the call, it's 2 on Ahmad Caver, which is huge.
Yeah, he plays hard for VCU, and they like what they're getting at him. Again, VCU with the full court pressure. Even with a lead, they're not going to relent on that. 29-15.
Well, especially with Caver out of the game and
Jason Wade's in
at the point.
Freshman from Richmond, from Trinity Episcopal. Get to play more minutes than they probably would like right now. That's the point. Caver usually rarely sits out at all. So VCU now on the attack again.
Walked again.
A little too fast, and he's going to call for a travel.
And that's another one of those turnovers that Mike Rhodes was lamenting.
Yeah.
Because they do go fast, and when you're going that fast, you're going to make mistakes.
Yeah, that's turnover number 6. VCU has more turnovers than Old Dominion right now. Now, Mike Rhodes always says he doesn't mind a dead ball turnover. He'd rather have that, if anything, but he obviously wants them to clean up their act on that end.
5 years ago, had you ever heard the phrase live ball turnover?
No, I did not.
Coaches talking
Yes.
about, well, we can't have live ball
But
turnover.
there is a difference.
There's a huge difference.
Yeah, I do understand, but it is interesting how it's become part of the vernacular of college sports or college basketball.
You talk to coaches before a game. What's the key? Can't have live ball turnovers.
Yeah.
Because obviously, when you turn it over by a travel, or a charge,
Or you throw it in
whatever,
the stands or
throw it in the
whatever.
stands,
Yeah.
you set up your defense. But when you turn it over while in play, live ball turnover, the other team often gets an easy basket at the other end.
So Xavier Green's going to the free throw line for Old Dominion after the foul. It's a 1-and-1 situation for Green, who is a 63% free throw shooter on the season. And he knocked it long, and that's going to be last touch by Old Dominion.
And they just can't afford that kind of miss on 1-and-1s.
Dickens touched it last touch by him, so VCU ball with 2:54 to go in the first half of play. It's been a tough one for Old Dominion so far as VCU got off to the fast start. And even with the drought, they still have the 14-point lead.
And that's because of their defense.
Brofield thought about it. Brings it back out. Gilmore's going to step into a long three, and he's got it off the glass.
He called bank. I saw him.
Michael Gilmore, he does practice shooting threes quite often.
Does he practice banking them?
But he doesn't bank them normally, no. He does put a lot of time in out there. All the players at VCU are live from out there for the most part.
Everybody in college basketball shoots the three now. And, you know things are going well for you when a 7-footer banks in a three. And that's a walk.
It's going to be a travel.
Williams fell on the floor.
That's a tough break, but it's the right call. So that's 7 turnovers for VCU.
They 5 of them have been on walks, I believe.
It feels like it, yeah. Now Old Dominion with some substitution, and Caver is coming back in. They just can't afford to make this deficit any worse than it is right now. They can't afford. 17's hard enough.
Jeff Jones is thinking that they've got to try and chip it a little bit before halftime.
Stith with a high arcing three. Finally, Old Dominion knocks down a three-pointer. They're 1 for 8 on the night. That was a big one from Stith.
That's a chip that they needed.
So it's a 14-point deficit. Isaac Van off the front rim. Rebound somehow Williams. ODU gets it back on his second chance miss. Xavier Green pushing it to Caver.
Williams really.
Caver's going to get pushed by Williams. Yeah, it was a silly reach-in foul there from behind.
I think he tripped, actually.
That's his 3rd foul.
Yeah. I think he tripped, and that's why he went into Caver. And again, intent doesn't matter.
Right.
It's a foul.
He was trying to hit the ball, looked like, but he might have lost his balance and then tried to make that happen. But whatever it is, it's Caver to the line, shooting 1-and-1. Here's trying to get another look at this one. I thought they were going to give it to us here in a minute in the arena, but they didn't. 1:48 to go in the first half, and again, Old Dominion down by 14. Mod Caver, 5 for 6 from the line tonight.
This is their last 1-and-1. He needs to convert and doesn't.
Oh, Caver, good free throw shooter, too.
That's 3 1-and-1s where they miss the front end. That kills you.
Sure does when you try to chip away a lead.
Exactly.
Got a timeout VCU. Mike Rhodes called a timeout.
He's taking his use it or lose it timeout because he wants a good offensive possession here. He didn't like what he saw.
He's not happy about something, and he's the one with a 14-point lead right now. So Old Dominion is in an interesting spot here with this slow start, John, because we talked about this is not a team that is used to picking up tempo and playing fast.
It's like in football. If you're a triple option team and you don't throw the ball and you get down a couple touchdowns, and they're down a couple touchdowns right now, it's tougher to rally.
Well, this week they're calling a rivalry week here in Norfolk as James Madison will be coming in, followed by William & Mary the following week. So it's kind of like the old CAA here and at Ted Constant Center. And certainly, some opportunities. A 3-3 team. They'd like to be better than that. Jeff Jones said he doesn't love the record right now, but he does kind of like the way the team's playing. They're getting better. They've had some. The Oregon State game, he talked about.
They had the lead.
They could have won over in St. Thomas.
Yep, they had the lead late, and William and Mary had a great win the other night over St. Joseph.
Sure did. William Mary's been tough on Old Dominion, too, here. So we'll see that game.
Where they are well coached.
Madison.
Tony Shaver's a wonderful coach. But those will be good games. James Madison much improved, too.
So VCU out of the timeout. Let's see what Mike Rhodes had drawn up over on the sideline as they try to get a good possession here before half. Only 10 on the clock. Sean Curry's checked in the game, but Dariante Jenkins takes a three off the back iron. Rebound ODU's B.J. Stith.
They ran a ball screen, got a good shot for him. He just didn't make it.
Xavier Green back to Stith. Vinny Williams is really giving Stith a hard time, but good move by Stith to get to the glass. Can't finish, though. Rebound, Curry.
That's about 3 times Stith has gotten to the basket and not been able to finish.
So Curry, who had not played until these last minute or so, is in the game for VCU.
Here you see Profield running the point. Mike Rhodes says he's the most improved player on this team, and Jeff Jones said the exact same thing.
He gets the ball stripped.
And, of course, I
on cue, you jinxed him. Here comes Wade. The other direction off the glass and good. Jason Wade, the freshman from Richmond.
Well, that's one of those live ball turnovers we're talking about. Leads to a layup.
Cuts it to 12. 30 seconds to go in the half. VCU will have to shoot, though. The clock was 4 seconds difference. Yeah, 4 seconds difference here.
So they might as well just run their offense.
Williams thinks about it. 3 steps in, takes the 2, misses. Rebound Santos Silva, though. Then he loses it on the way up. Now, ODU could take the last shot if they choose to do so. Stith, though, pushes it forward, but it goes off Santos Silva. So ODU will keep the ball now 10 seconds left in this half.
Jenkins knocked it out from behind, and it went out of bounds off Santos Silva, as you said. So now ODU has 10 seconds left, and Jeff Jones is going to use his use it or lose it timeout to set up a play.
Well, I'll tell you what, if Old Dominion could get a bucket here, John, and be down just 10 or even 9 if you hit a 3 at halftime.
Huge, and it's their ball to start the second half.
They would feel great if that were to happen. But here's the ODU steal just a second ago. Good defense for the Monarchs. Here comes Wade.
Going all the way, and that's what you do in a live ball turnover situation. Just go to the basket until somebody stops you, and nobody stopped Wade. Nobody stopped the basketball.
Yeah, Wade's been playing about 15 minutes a night so far this season. It's been asked to do a little bit more tonight, obviously, with the foul trouble. Ahmad Carver, and obviously with the press, too, of VCU. Sometimes they want that extra ball handle out on the floor.
And you can see Caver's been able to break the pressure, but not having a great night offensively, shooting the ball.
You're right. It's a wear-down effect. Doesn't always show up with the turnovers, the points off turnovers, but it's the accumulation as the night goes on. You just wonder, what it does to a player. We're going to hold the ball for a second. It looks like they want to clear the baseline. Or actually, no, I think the official is getting might have an injury.
Yeah, left hand.
Yeah.
I hope it's not his shooting hand.
He's probable. He's
It's
back.
not his whistling hand, though,
No,
so he's
good.
okay. That's Jeb Hargness over there.
Seems to be okay. No worse for wear. So 10 seconds on the clock. Old Dominion trying to cut them this deficit. ODU. Block shot from
Got the
Santos
ball
Silva.
too quickly.
And here goes Jenkins, going to get a shot up before the buzzer and off the mark.
ODU was fortunate.
VCU with a 32-20 lead at the half, but ODU with a little 21, a little bit of a run there towards the end of the half to cut it to 12. That's where we stand at the break. We'll come back with the halftime festivities straight ahead. Long and Foster Interstate Showdown on Masson. Welcome back to Ted Constant Center, campus of Old Dominion. We're at the half. ODU trails VCU 32-20. See the field goal percentage is ODU. Ice cold for the floor, just 23%. VCU got off to a fast start from beyond the arc. That's helped carry them in this game, led by as many as 17. Have out-rebounded Old Dominion by 6. Points in the paint has been one of the good signs, and obviously turning over VCU has been another good sign for ODU. John.
The two stats that jump out at you there are the 6 of 11 versus 1 of 8 from three-point range, because that's such an important part of college basketball nowadays. In fact, VCU only has 5 two-point field goals, and also the rebounding. VCU 24-18 overall, even though the offensive rebounds are 7-5 ODU. Overall, VCU is doing an excellent job on the board.
VCU has the first possession in the second half with that 12-point lead. Marcus Evans, their leading scorer, is 7. Of course, the Chesapeake native. A little hometown game for him tonight. He did play here when he was at Rice, but obviously this game's got a little bit more meaning than when ODU plays Rice. Here goes Evans attacking.
Especially when you realize he
turns it over. Yeah, ODU actually offered him a scholarship. Obviously, he chose to go to Rice. Mike Rhodes was recruiting at VCU and then went to become the head coach at Rice. Got Marcus to go down there with him. BJ Stith with the jumper off the mark. He's the leading scorer for ODU with 7, but he's now 2 for 11 from the floor.
That's a shot BJ Stith has to make because it's a good shot. It's not a forced shot.
Isaac Van high off the glass. They might get a goaltend here.
Yep, good call.
Or another goaltend because he smacked. Dickens smacked the backboard. You can't do that.
Nope.
That's a goaltend, so Isaac Van will get those 2 points. And here we will get the VCU havoc right out of the halftime locker room.
Well, and when you shoot the ball well, and they've shot it well tonight overall, you get to set up your defense. And when you play 94 feet of havoc, as you said, that's a key thing, making shots.
Whereas VCU's had some problems in second halves, letting teams get back in when they've had big leads. Caver attacks, misses. Ball last touch by Santos Silva. VCU, so ODU will keep possession. So this will be a big thing, I'm sure, for Mike Rhodes. And we've even seen games this year at VCU will have a double-digit lead, going under the 10-minute mark, and then the game will be a little bit more interesting than Mike Rhodes would like it to be. But ODU's going to have to start making shots here. They have not, bottom line, they haven't been able to score.
Well, we talk about the pressure in Caver, who's handling the ball, coming up court. He's only got 1 turnover, but he hasn't made a field goal yet.
Xavier Green for 3 for ODU. That's something they needed.
And that's the possible third scorer, not just tonight, but throughout the season they're going to need to go with Caver and Stith.
He was the Cal Bowdler Award winner on the team and the most improved player last year. And Santos Silva in the post, a nice left-handed hook off the glass.
Well, he got posted up down low. That's kind of a lost art in college basketball, is feeding the post. Because players just don't post up anymore. But right there, Santos Silva, who has such a big body, got great position in the post, and as you said, made that left-hand turnaround.
Yeah, VCU has a couple players that can post up, and they like to get post touches. They run some nice high-low at times as well when Mobley's playing. There's a shot from Xavier Green, who's feeling himself offensively early here in the start of this half.
He made that 1 shot early and then didn't make another one, but he starts off well here in the second half, and they're going to need somebody to start making some shots here. Stith 2 for 11, Caver 0 for 4. They're 2 best scorers.
Here goes Santos Silva again in the post, that left-handed hook off the mark, rebound, Old Dominion.
That was good defense there. Pushed him away.
He's pushing it, thinks about it. He's going to kick it back out. Here's Green, back to Caver, corner 3. Off, rebound though, ODU. Carver with it, kicks it back out to Green, to Caver.
That's Carver's game. Get an offensive rebound and kick it back out.
For 3, a little long. And
can't buy one.
Oh, Santos Silva touched it while he was in the line, so ODU's going to keep the ball with a new shot clock as well.
On that last shot by Caver out of the left corner, you see he catches the ball wide open, Scott, but he hesitated because he's got a little bit of a confidence issue going on since he hasn't made a field goal yet. And Stith continuing to struggle from the outside.
Yeah, Stith had a season-long shooting slump outside of the last game against Northern Iowa. He has really struggled to shoot the ball well.
Jeff Jones said early on he was forcing things, taking bad shots. Then he started taking good shots and didn't make them until the Northern Iowa game.
Robinson gets tied up down there, and they're going to call last touch VCU, so ODU's going to keep possession. I think they called it off Douglas. Stith 2 for 12. Caver 0 for 5. That is not a good formula.
They can't win with combined 2 for 17 from those 2 guys.
One of these guys is going to have to wake up, if not both.
Good pass.
Robinson, gets blocked by Douglas. Big defensive play from Corey Douglas, making the start tonight for Sean Mobley.
Excellent defense by Douglas, able to recover after it looked like Robinson was open, and then Robinson with that big body commits the foul.
Isaac Van is... might have been out of the arena. I mean, he went flying so far.
Now, Robinson is a big guy. There's no question about that. But I think Isaac Van wanted to make sure he got that call.
He got the call. Yeah. Albert Robinson, who played at LSU before coming to ODU, to deal with a hamstring injury. Big body guy, 7'1". Made a couple starts for ODU this season. Here's Isaac Van at the line, shooting 2, knocks the first down.
I think Robinson's got some potential. I mean, he's got a little bit of a face-up game offensively. And again, Jeff Jones' biggest concern really with his team so far is the inability of his big guys to score inside, and you've seen that tonight.
Marquise Godwin has checked into the game for Old Dominion. sophomore guard. And Isaac Van knocked both free throws down for VCU. So it's a 38-25 VCU lead, 16:57 to go in regulation.
VCU, we mentioned, neither of these teams a great free throw shooting team. VCU's 6 for 6.
Yeah, VCU's had a good night at the charity stripe so far.
ODU was 5 of 5 till I opened my big mouth.
Well, yeah, so you're putting it, so you're just, it's fair. I mean, because
Yeah.
you're going to do it both ways, so nobody can accuse us of playing favorites here. Stith going to drive, kicks it back over to Robinson. Green thought about it. Now he's going to step in and take a 2, and he hits it.
That's 3 in a row he's made.
He's on fire here in the second half, and again, ODU needs that scoring. It's Stith and Caver aren't going to score. Green has stepped up to the challenge tonight.
Single-handedly keeping him in the game.
Well, he's got 9 now. There's a 3 from Evans off the mark. Rebound, Godwin.
And Green was there defensively on that play, making it a tough shot.
So ODU, if they score here, can cut it to single digits, and Caver's going to get the foul. And he's on the floor. Pretty good hit. He's going to be all right. You get Michael Gilmore. I believe that is his first foul. VCU's second.
That's been Caver's best offense tonight, has been going to the goal and getting fouled. He's 3 out of 5 from the foul line. He made his first 3 and has yet to make a field goal, as we've mentioned.
All-Conference USA player last year, All-Conference USA defense. Co-captain of this team, 75% free throw shooter, and leads a team in scoring and assists.
Caver's the kind of guy reminds me of Jim Valvano years ago talking to Sidney Lowe. And of course, I've jinxed him. He's now missed 3 in a row. When Sidney Lowe was a senior, he came over near the bench at one point late in the game and said, "Coach, I need a blow." And Valvano said, "Sidney, you'll get one as soon as your eligibility's used up."
That's kind of how Cavers have to play right now. And Stith, both of them playing heavy minutes for this ODU team. It's an interesting team because you think, well, they have 2 senior guards, graduate senior guards for that matter.
Right.
But the rest of the team is very inexperienced.
That's what Jeff's point has been, that even though they've got some sophomores and juniors on the team in addition to the seniors, they haven't played much.
Marcus Evans dishes it to Gilmore, who was ready to throw it down, but Green gets his hand in there. They're going to call a foul on Xavier Green, who's been hot this half. It's a 38-28 VCU lead as we take a timeout on the floor. You're watching a Long and Foster Interstate Showdown on Massive. Back here at Ted Constant Center, campus of Old Dominion University. VCU with a 10-point lead. Old Dominion's going to go to the line here in a moment. Bob Caver and Xavier Green has picked up the scoring slack for Old Dominion, John Feinstein, and it's been important for them in this.
Well, he's 3 for 3 from the field, as we're seeing here, including their second three-pointer of the game. The rest of the team 0 for 5. And they've managed to cut the lead from 12 to 10, largely on the strength of Xavier Green. We talked early in the game about ODU needing a third scoring option to go along with Caver and Stith. He's been the first scoring option in this second half.
No player double figures in this game yet. Michael Gilmore, for VCU at the line. Shooting 2, misses the first.
Probably should have tried to bank it.
Gilmore banked a 3 earlier in the ball game. We're not sure if he called glass, but they're still going to count the shot. Only 66% free throw shooter. He's only been to the line 3 times before tonight, so he knocks down the second, doing about what he normally does.
He was 2 for 3 before tonight.
That's right.
Now he's 3 for 5. So he's down to 60%.
Yeah, down slightly.
It's like at the start of a baseball season when a guy goes 2 for 2, and his average goes from 250 to 500.
Yeah, I hate to even mention it with some of the guys. Some of the guys haven't been to the line yet.
It is early. It's still November. We forget. Once upon a time, college basketball didn't start till December 1st.
Exactly. It starts so early now. BJ Stith trying to get something going. He's only got 2 on the clock. He's got to hurry, and he's going to hit the rim but miss. Robinson's going to clean it up off the glass and good for the big throw.
Well, that was ODU offense. Stith gets the shot off just in time, and Robinson's there to clean it up. Now they have 11 offensive rebounds, 4 in this half.
Well, that's why Mike Rhodes laughed when I said Jeff Jones was concerned about their ability to rebound, because he knew they were going to get on the offensive glass.
Well, let's put it this way. If they don't get on the offensive glass, they don't have a chance to win. But now the margin's down to single digits.
They got 9 second chance points on the night, but Robinson misses badly, but it's okay because Stith gets
They get another second chance. Like Dean Smith always used to say, the possession isn't over, fellas, until you get the rebound. 12 offensive boards now.
Robinson loses the handle.
It.
Too bad for ODU. That would have been a good chance to cut it to 7, but turnover from the Monarchs, and VCU suddenly playing with just a single-digit lead for the first time in a bit.
In a while. That's an example of why soft hands is such an underrated skill for a big guy, because a big guy with soft hands catches that ball.
No question. Isaac Van up. Fans wanted to travel. They're going to get it. Here comes Marcus Evans attacking. He gets blocked by Robinson. Robinson suddenly coming to force this in. Godwin's going to take it coast to coast and good for the Monarchs. 7-point game. And they like it here at Ted Constant Center.
Technically, that's not a turnover because he got the shot off, but that's a turnover.
So see how VCU handles suddenly this game getting a little bit close.
Well, worth remembering, this is their first road game of the season.
That's right, first true road game for VCU, although they did play St. John's in Brooklyn.
True.
But that's not their home floor. This is the first on somebody's campus kind of game. And that's a turnover by VCU as Profield steps on the line. So ODU with a chance to make it even more interesting here.
Be interesting
Down by
to
7.
see how long Mike Rhodes goes before he calls a timeout. I think if Old Dominion scores here, we might very well see Mike Rhodes call a timeout.
11 turnovers for VCU. And Mike Rhodes is comfortable with his team playing through some things, no question. But you're right, if it gets beyond this, maybe he has to stop it or get some subs in. Because the one thing he can also do is change up the...
Even with Mobley out, he still has a deep bench.
Yeah.
Playing St. John's in Brooklyn, it's not so much the crowd, it's the officials. And that's been true.
And that was a tough game.
History.
Well, Marcus Evans would agree with you because it looked like he got fouled on the last shot. Wade's going to take it to the glass and good. So the freshman Jason Wade from Richmond has cut it to a 5-point game. This getting loud here. Closest lead, closest deficit since 9-4.
Sorry about that, Scott, but Mike Rhodes was waving his team to push the ball, doesn't want a timeout here.
He doesn't want to slow it down. He wants to push tempo, and
that's why.
He trusts Marcus Evans, and he gets a big bucket there. In homecoming game for Marcus Evans, and Chesapeake native. He's got 9. You can hear the chants of ODU as the fans are trying to get the Monarchs to keep this pressure up. And there's a turnover from Stith. Him and Robinson, miscommunication there.
Stith thought Robinson was going to come out on the wing. Robinson was going to post up.
Well, in Robinson's defense, he doesn't seem like a wing guy.
No, I don't think you want to set him up 15 feet from the basket.
Right. So here's the play again by Wade. What a bucket. As
he's made 2 good moves to the basket.
He's been very active here tonight. It's got to be exciting for him playing against, of course, team that he grew up near. Wade's got 4 and 3 off the bench for ODU tonight. Sims steps into a 3, in and out. Rebound Monarchs.
Those shots were going down in the first half.
Jason Wade once again with the ball for ODU, and he gives Caver a little bit of a break on the ball handling.
Sure does. Too. And makes Caver potentially a scorer.
BJ Stith's going to drive, dumps it off. Tough pass.
Bad pass by BJ
Dickens had no chance to get that. George Dickens, and that's a turnover for ODU.
2 turnovers in a row for Stith.
Here comes Marcus Evans off the iron. And that ball's going to get a last touch by VCU. So Old Dominion ball. 7-point game, ODU ball.
Great stat here. In Old Dominion, VCU, which made 6 of 11 in the first half, was shooting 28% from 3 coming in, which is 311th in the country.
Wow.
That's not good, buddy.
No, that's not. There's, what, 350 or something like that?
351, I think. Yeah.
Here goes Wade again. He's going to draw a foul, and he's going to get to the line. The freshman.
Wade and Green have really given them a boost with Stith and Caver struggling.
They really have. Those 2 players have stepped up tonight. And again, this is what Jeff Jones is talking about. Some of these inexperienced guys. When's the light going to turn on? And luckily for him tonight, for these 2 players, it really has.
And that's why you play these games before conference. Because you want your guys, your younger guys, to get this experience in a big-time atmosphere like this.
Wade's dad, Ronnie, played here at Old Dominion, so this is, I'm sure, fun for the family as well. In addition to being the game against VCU.
A lot of distinguished ODU grads in the building tonight, Scott.
I've heard that as well.
One sitting to my left.
I do have the paper to prove it, actually.
I don't know where my college diploma is. I didn't really earn it anyway, so.
Well, luckily for me, my wife framed it, or otherwise I wouldn't be able to find it either.
My mother framed mine.
See, you need a woman to take care of that, otherwise we'd have probably just put him in a drawer somewhere. Well, Jenkins thinks about the 3. He's going to drive, goes up and off the glass. No good.
There. Good collapsing defense by ODU. A lot of help there. Oh, that's a foul. That's a block.
That's
a good call.
He's going to draw the foul on Profield. This half, though, ODU has not been great at the line. 1 for 5.
Well, remember, they got cold late in the first half. They made their first 5, and then they missed the front end of 3 1-and-1s. That's a non-shooting foul.
It's going to call non-shooting. I know he tried to sell it as a shooting foul, but that might be for the better, as we pointed out.
Exactly.
Shooting it well from the line.
Always amazes me when I see a point guard who can palm the ball like Caver just did.
Yeah, he's quite a player. He's good.
Yep, that's a correct call. And you know what? The officials have been consistent all night long.
They got Marcus Evans for that foul there. And ODU trying to chip away at this VCU lead. Been a fun one here at a big-time rivalry game. Along with Foster Interstate Showdown on Madison. Welcome back to Ted Conklin Center. VCU leads ODU 41-34. But ODU's chipped away at this lead, John Feinstein, thanks in part to some second chance.
Well, we said in when we did keys to the game that Mike Rosen said one of the keys for his team was keeping ODU off the offensive glass. And in this half, offensive rebounds have been key in this comeback that's cut this lead down to 7. It was 5 a minute ago. And they've done an excellent job rebounding this half. 11-3 are the rebounds ODU over VCU.
Yeah, you see the second chance advantage for ODU 9-2. VCU just won for their last 7. Been in a funk here offensively.
It's going a little too fast on offense. Right?
This has again been the problem for VCU, building big leads and keeping the pedal to the metal, so to speak, offensively. Miss again. Boy, Caver having a tough night. Mod Caver, the ODU leading scorer, misses another.
Still doesn't have a field goal.
6, yeah, 0 field goals. Wow. That's going to be a walk on Dariante Jenkins.
That's what I mean about going too fast.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason for Jenkins to be rushing into the lane there. He didn't have an opening. Pick your spot.
Get another look at Jenkins.
You see, no, but there's nothing there. And there you see that left foot slide.
Left foot slid a little bit. And ODU with the possession, see if they're able to try to cut once again into the 7-point deficit. Had it down to 5.
Have to check and see if traveling was a point of emphasis for the officials preseason this year.
I believe it was. That palming might have been as well.
Well, palming should be.
Yeah.
They missed it, a blatant palm in the first half. I can't remember exactly when. The ball almost hit that scoreboard overhead while it was being allegedly dribbled.
So Jason Wade checks in for Aaron Carver. So ODU can get a lot of work out of Wade tonight.
He's played very well.
Sure has.
And with Caver struggling offensively.
They've got to hurry here. There's only 5 on the clock. Green's going to have to launch. He's going to pass it off to Wade. He's going to try to get it off. Not going to get off in time. They're going to count that shot.
Yep.
But Caver misses. ODU again with an offensive rebound, a long rebound, and Xavier Green attacks the glass and misses.
Another offensive board.
Another chance for Wade, and he gets it. And boy, the crowd's going wild, and one opportunity for Jason Wade.
Well, offensive rebounding is getting Old Dominion back in this game, and Wade and Green together are the reason why this is now just a 5-point deficit. Wade rebounding from that guard position. A lot of black and gold around the rim, but not getting the ball.
Jason Wade has certainly put a stamp on this game. It's been huge for ODU off the bench.
Well, it's funny because when Caver picked up that second foul, remember, on that charging call, we were saying, oh, wow, Wade's going to have to run the offense. This is going to be a struggle. They've played much better since then.
Yeah, 6 rebounds for Wade, 3 in the offensive class. Included the one there and completes the 3-point play. So now a 4-point VCU lead as ODU is chipped away a little bit more. And this crowd is getting into it here at Ted Conklin Center.
VCU led by 17 in the first half after Gilmore made that bank 3.
And to Jenkins, who's going to line up a 3, and they're going to call a foul. They get Wade, gets him on the arm.
And there's inexperience. You got a right-handed shooter going left. The last thing you want to do is foul him while he's shooting the basketball.
So Dariante Jenkins will go to the line and shoot 3.
And that's 3 on Wade.
Jenkins, by the way, has only been to the line 1 time this season.
That's remarkable,
isn't it?
As much as he touches the ball.
I believe it was the last game when he had his first attempt, and I was shocked that there's that time that he had 0.
You're looking for his stats, and there were no stats.
Right, I was like, he's 0% from the free throw line, and it's hard to believe. This is the first.
This is one of my pet peeves in college basketball. when a guy misses a free throw and he's got a 5 with all just get back on the line and shoot.
Try your hands. Jenkins hits the second one.
At least now he deserves the 5. You could take 10 minutes off of college basketball games if you didn't allow
speed up players for college basketball.
If you didn't allow players to do that. I got a lot of them.
Just 1 for 3 for Jenkins, who's a terrific three-point shooter, but not been at the line very much this season.
It's amazing how many times good three-point shooters are not great free throw shooters. You know why? Because they practice their three-point shooting. They don't practice their foul shooting.
In his case, he just hasn't been getting.
That's got to be something. I call that a block.
Williams, they're going to get Williams there for the block.
I think that's 4 on Williams.
Williams now, that would be his second.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, my math just isn't very good. And I told you I didn't deserve my college degree.
I think you might have seen Xavier Green for ODU, who's number 10 had 3 fouls, which would,
There you go.
There is a 10 out there.
I'm glad you found an excuse for
Well, no, I mean, because I saw it too, and then I realized I was looking at the ODU side of the scoreboard. All right, B.J. Stith to the line. He's had a tough night shooting from the floor. See if he can get on the free throw line and knocks down the first.
Sometimes when you're struggling to shoot, as B.J. Stith has tonight, if you can go to the line and make a couple, it'll give you a little boost of confidence.
And ODU, of course, in the bonus the rest of the way here with 10:07 in regulation. VCU has not hit a field goal in 3 minutes and 32 seconds, and it is now a 3-point game.
And fouls are 7 to 3, as you noted.
And the crowd's really getting into it here at Ted Constance Center after kind of a quiet first half. B.J. Stith knocks it out of Isaac Van's hands. That'll be VCU possession. Marcus Evans and Corey Douglas are going to check back in for VCU. Profield and Santos Silva will take seats. This half, VCU's is 3 of 9 from the floor.
And they haven't had that many opportunities to shoot.
They really haven't. As you mentioned, turnovers and not been able to get in any kind of rhythm.
Very little offensive rebounding. Not getting second chance opportunities. Basically been one and done. Another new term in college basketball.
8 seconds on the clock. Evans is going to go to the basket and good off the glass. Marcus Evans.
No help defense in there, and it still looked like he got bumped.
Yeah, Marcus Evans, that's what he can do for you. That's why they're so excited about him at VCU. What, 75%, I believe, is the number they put on his health?
Yeah, that's what Mike Rhodes said yesterday.
He could be
about
scary.
75%.
Yeah, it's going to be scary come March if he can get fully.
Well, Mike Rhodes is hoping he's 100% by January when conference play starts.
Even bigger. It's been terrific. And the lead's 5 now. Caber's going to have to hurry. Fadeaway got it. Finally, his first field goal of the game.
He probably feels like they ought to stop the game and present him with the ball.
You'd have told me Ahmad Caber get his first bucket around the 9-minute mark in the second half, and you'd actually be in the game. I'd have been shocked, but they are down 3. Here comes Williams off the glass and good. The freshman stepping up on the offensive end.
He's an impressive-looking freshman, isn't he?
He really very poised, and like I said, he's a guy who...
And he's got a nose for the ball, too.
Plays defense, which keeps him on the floor, and now he's improving the offensive end of the game, too. Stith from way downtown. Got it. He's feeling it now.
What did I say about the 2 free throws?
Good call, and it is a timeout. Mike Rhodes and VCU as the deficit is down to 2 points. We got a ball game here at Ted Constance Center. 8:32 in regulation, and VCU hanging on to a 46-44 lead. As people are getting excited here at Ted Constance Center. You're watching college basketball on Massive Sports. Welcome back to Ted Constance Center campus, Old Dominion, where we have ourselves a ball game. VCU hanging on to a 46-44 lead. And correction, that was an ODU timeout. Right. The last made bucket by Jeff Jones. This half, VCU has just 1 assist. They're getting crushed on the boards as well.
Yeah, they don't have an offensive rebound yet. They've given up seven offensive rebounds at the other end. Tail of 2 games here.
Isaac Van tacking loose.
Lost it.
And they're going to say last touch by ODU, and I think that is the right call. 2 ODU players.
I didn't have a good angle on it, and I'm sure that call's correct.
Yeah, it looks like Green and Robinson may have gotten a piece of it. But their boards have been a big thing for ODU, and obviously they're shooting a heck of a lot better, too, in this afternoon.
Well, they also haven't turn the ball over very much.
Marcus Evans attacks, misses. Robinson gets the rebound.
One and done again for VCU.
ODU with a chance to tie or take the lead on this possession. Have not led in this basketball game. And chanting for the home team. Caver, he's in trouble. Kicks it back. It's bailed out. Tipped out last by Isaac Van. The 9 seconds left in the shot clock. We got a timeout on the floor. VCU hanging on to a 2-point lead. You're watching the Long and Foster Interstate Showdown on Massive. Back here at Ted Constance Center, campus of Old Dominion. VCU with the 2-point lead. 7:49 to go in regulation. A game that VCU led by as many as 17 in the first half. Scott Jackson and John Feinstein with the ODU ball under their basket with just 9 on the shot clock. John had a chance to either tie it or take the lead. It would be the first lead of the game. They haven't led at all in this basketball game.
Jeff Jones didn't mind their getting a TV timeout to try to set up this possession, but they're struggling to get a shot here.
They're going to have to hurry. Stith on the lose the ball. He's going to put up a prayer. And it's answered for 3. ODU with their first lead in the ball game, 47-46.
Prayer answered.
Sure was. Stith has suddenly found his stroke.
Well, he hit those 2 free throws, and since then he's made 2 threes.
Isaac Van trying to make something happen. Dumped it to Douglas, who loses it. Turnover VCU.
It's a good pass, but Douglas wasn't ready for it.
Now ODU trying to add to their lead. BJ Stith towards the bucket, falls down.
Thought he got fouled.
Yeah, he was trying to get a call, not going to get it. Here comes Marcus Evans, the other direction, attacking off the glass, misses. They're going to call blocking foul on Old Dominion. To get Xavier Green, number 10. And for Xavier Green, that is going to be his 4th foul.
That's a big foul, given how important. Jeff Jones is looking up at the scoreboard here, trying to see if there's a foul.
He's moving, he jumped.
You know, I would have no-called that, frankly.
Yeah.
There was contact, but I'm not sure who created the contact.
They're going to get Marcus Evans to the line.
Sometimes officials, when they see contact, they feel they have to call something, and usually the offensive player gets the benefit of the doubt. I didn't know-call that.
Marcus Evans knocks it down at the tie ball game. Evans to the line shooting 2. He's a 67% free throw shooter on the season. Xavier Green's going to have to come out for ODU, but they'll bring in Jason Wade.
I promise you, Jeff Jones just says to Xavier Green right there, good defense.
Evans misses the second, so tie game, ODU ball.
Talk about a tale of 2 basketball games. 32-15 one way, and now 35-18 the other way.
This is without Caver having a big night offensively. And Stith shooting poorly for most of the game, although he's on a tear late. 2 threes. Stith again tries to throw it down, and they're going to get a foul on VCU.
Well, they went back to the trap, and Caver recognized it, and they find Stith open. Would have been a dunk if he hadn't been fouled.
Kel Sims, that's 3 on Sims.
This is what they weren't doing in the first half. Getting good shots off the traps. Nice pass there on the back cut by Robinson after Caver recognized the double team, and they had numbers as a result.
BJ Stith knocks it down. As you pointed out, Stith is really in a slump. Went to the line, hit a couple of free throws. Simpson hit the 2 threes. Now back to the line. Kind of created a rhythm for himself.
And he was struggling so much, and if he makes this free throw, it'll be 10 points in the last few minutes.
He's got 9 in this half.
That's
10 in the half. So BJ Stith, last chance at playing VCU in his Old Dominion career, trying to go out on a high note. ODU trail, or ahead, VCU 49-47.
It's understandable you'd make the mistake since ODU's been behind the whole game.
Really, it's been a crazy event that they've been back in this game as slow as they started. There's Sims for 2.
Big basket for VCU.
And this is the other thing VCU's been good at, giving up leads, but then handling it when they get back to even with teams.
It's almost like they take a deep breath and say, okay, we got to play now. Again, VCU not trapping after Caver made them pay. Now they try to trap in the corner. Good play. Shot clock down again.
Wade taking it off the glass, misses. Robinson, I think, gets fouled. No, they're going to call foul on ODU. That's going to be an offensive foul.
I think it's a rebound.
Robinson, yeah, coming through. That's going to be on Elbert Robinson. That's his second. That's just the 15th foul for ODU. 5:49 left in regulation. It's a tie ball game.
You're correct using the term regulation at this point.
Yeah, you got to be careful with seen it so many times this rivalry where they play a little bit long. The VCU's also had a habit of overtime lately. They've had 2 straight OT games.
Right, they beat Hofstra the other night in overtime.
Here comes B.J. Stith. Off the glass, misses, but the rebound off the window and slammed a mud. Favor.
High percentage shot.
Wow. And that's going to be a foul as well. And it's hard to hear yourself in this building right now.
Now, looks like Stith may be hurt down there in the corner, though.
Yeah, they're working on Stith, who's on the ground on the baseline.
The way they're working on his leg, it looks to me like a cramp. He very aggressively went to the basket and missed. But here comes Caver from the weak side. Watch here. Stith makes the steal. Comes down, goes left, misses, but there's Caver.
What a play.
Beating the defense for the dunk follow.
That was Mikel Sims' 4th foul on VCU. So he's headed to the bench. And it'll be 1 shot for Caver. Stith still getting worked on by the ODU trainers. Jeff Jones out on the court checking on Stith as well. And talking to the officials while he's over there. By the way, if you're wondering, John, 8 overtime games in this rivalry between these 2 schools. And they're 4-4.
What a shock.
And we talked about it in the open, but VCU has been on a roll in this series. You know, winners the last 3, 7 of 8.
Yes, Stith getting up, but very delicately. That doesn't look good. Left leg totally stiff.
That's very significant. He's been a major factor in the second half for Old Dominion, and obviously the second leading scorer of this basketball team, and including the top rebounder as well.
And good news for ODU is he's not going to the locker room. He's just going to the bench. And they're going to try and see if they can loosen up that left leg.
He's got 10 in the second half, 17 for the game, and 4 rebounds.
Green and Wade kept them in while Stith and Caver were struggling. Now both of them starting to come on, the 2 leaders offensively.
Caver's got 8 now, trying to make it 9 from the line and to extend the Old Dominion advantage. And he knocks it down. Montgomery, the 3-point ODU lead, their largest lead of the game.
That's pretty good concentration after you, in effect, get iced because of the injury, and you got to wait to shoot the free throw.
See what VCU does to answer here. Marcus Evans out there with Isaac Van, Douglas, Santos Silva. That's down to Douglas. Off the glass, misses. Ball tips around. Last touch, they're going to say, by VCU. Old Dominion ball.
Good inside defense there by Old Dominion. And Mike Rhodes naturally does not agree with the call, and actually Ramey Steins is going to go in and discuss it here with Jeb Harkness. Now you cannot go to the replay here.
Well, let's take another look and see what it looks like. It's like it was tipped by ODU. Boy, that looked like that might have been Santos Silva's hand or an Old Dominion player. It's hard to tell.
It is a hard call.
It's a tough call.
But Santos Silva got his hand solidly on the ball.
Yeah, no change by the officials. So ODU maintains possession.
Well, Ramey Steins did the right thing. He went into Jeb Harkness and said, "Are you sure?" And Jeb Harkness felt he had the call.
He wanted to get home to that, too.
Can't blame him for that.
No, I think it looked like Santos Silva hand guy, but that was a tough angle. Here we go. 10 on the clock. ODU needs to pick up the tempo here. Godwin's going to step into a 3, misses. Santos Silva with the rebound. So VCU now trying to get into that lead that ODU has, and they're going to get a foul coming in the direction. So it looks like Dickens. Joshua Dickens is going to call for the foul. Fouling.
Still not shooting. That's six fouls.
Yeah, still, and that was a 6th foul, so no shot. It'll be a possession for VCU.
And they need to get a good shot here. I mean, they just haven't run very good offense most of this second half. They've been trying to punch the ball inside, and ODU's got its defense pretty much collapsed in there because they're willing to give up a 3-point shot.
Marcus Evans with the ball.
Been their best.
De'Riante Jenkins is going to step into a 3. Off the mark. Rebound ODU. Wade.
You know what they say about water finding its level. VCU 6 of 11 on shooting threes in the first half, but they've faded here in the second half, 0 for 3.
Godwin with a baseline jumper. Good. ODU now has up their lead to 54-49. 4:09 left. The regulation is
34-15 in this half.
Trying to get organized. He's going to shoot a three. He's going to miss way off the mark. ODU pushing the other way. Here comes Caver behind the back. Kicks it out to Wade. Back to Caver.
Excellent play by Caver. Kill a little clock. Don't force into a triple team. That's a fifth-year senior play there.
So ODU in the bonus at this point the rest of the way. VCU's got 9 fouls. They have to hurry. Only 4 on the clock. I don't know if they're going to get a shot off. Godwin from way out.
That didn't hit the rim. That didn't hit the rim.
So it's a shot clock violation on ODU. Meanwhile, ODU has 16 fouls. And we've got a timeout on the floor. ODU suddenly on top, 54-49. You're watching college basketball on Massive. Welcome back to Ted Constant Center. Campus of Old Dominion Monarchs with a 54-49 lead. Been quite a tale of halves, John Feinstein. As we look at it, ODU was having a hard time making shots in the first half. Just 30%. Second half's been a whole different story. But VCU now scoreless the last 2:48.
Well, and rebounding, as we mentioned early, has been critical. ODU's out-rebounded VCU 20-8 in this half, and they've got 8 offensive rebounds.
Big possession here for the Rams coming out of the timeout. Marcus Evans trying to make something happen as the SO off.
That was a silly foul by Caver, and that's going to be 1-1.
I believe that's also Caver's. That's his third foul. Okay, that's his third.
But it was a silly foul because he wasn't in any kind of shooting position. Why put him on the line and stop the clock with the lead?
And it's a 1-1 for Evanston. BJ Stith is back in the game for Old Dominion.
It was obviously a cramp, and they worked it out. Good for him.
Yeah, I think it would have been tough to take him out of the game tonight. He wasn't gonna go quietly if they tried
to.
If
he broke his leg, he might not have come back, but otherwise he was coming back.
Marcus Evans, first to 1-1, knocks it down. Evans so clutch. VCU needs these points. Trailing now 54-50 with 3:14 in regulation.
They have struggled so much with their offense in this second half. And again, Mike Rhodes talked about that his team has not been very good offensively, particularly in the half court. And ODU's only got 8 turnovers in the game.
2 big buckets there from Marcus Evans, as he so often does late in games for VCU. 14 points. He is the leading scorer for the Rams. And the ODU's in trouble with this press here. They barely got it across the court. Time to spare there just as it was turning 10. They got over.
You want to get it in the guard's hands when you're being pressured. You don't want the big guys with the ball. Again, 54 under 10 on every possession for ODU.
54-51 ODU, and a miss from Caver, but he's going to go to the line and shoot 2:47 to go. And they get a blocking foul on VCU.
This is the great thing about senior guards. They can struggle all night, but when the game is on the line, they're going to make plays. And Caver and Stith have both done that tonight. Struggled for most of 30 minutes, right, Scott?
Certainly.
In the last 10 minutes, they've taken over the game.
He's woken up, and Stith's woken up, and they've needed it.
And there you see the left leg. Santos Silva committing the foul.
That's his 4th. Excuse me, it's his 3rd. Santos Silva's 3rd. No, that just corrected. It's the 4th now, the score. I thought it was his 4th. Scoreboard was so slow. Marquise Godwin checks in for Old Dominion for Jason Wade, who's given ODU some really good minutes tonight. Freshman from Richmond, Virginia.
Jeff Jones going a little offense-defense here. Doesn't want Wade to pick up another foul on the defensive end.
Also worth noting this. Sims has got 4 fouls. He's also in the 4th for VCU. So 2 players in foul trouble for VCU, Sims and Santos Silva.
They got to play the best they got right now.
Dariante Jenkins going his left. Dumps it to Santos Silva. Blocked from behind from Ahmad Caver.
Wow, what a play for a guard.
Big play from Caver. ODU with a 5-point lead. And we're at the under the 2:30 left in regulation.
Jeff Jones is going to let the clock run. Let Caver set the offense in a 1-4 set here.
7 blocks in the night for ODU.
That was the big one from behind. And it was clean.
Just going to have to hurry with 5 on the clock. 4. Caber's going to pull up a long 3 off the back iron. Rebound VCU. And Sims.
Not all bad, though, because they killed almost 30 seconds, even though they didn't score.
Here comes Marcus Evans probing. Throws it across to Jenkins. Corner 3. Off the mark. Santos Silva fights for the rebound. Can't get it. ODU with another board. They try to protect this lead. You hear the crowd going crazy here in Norfolk.
VCU 0 for 5 from three-point range in this half. No run clock here.
ODU not in a hurry with a 5-point lead. Then there's 10 on the clock, 9.
And they'll let Caver create something here.
Caver's going to have to create. He's got Marcus Evans guarding him. He runs it. Little runner and good for ODU.
Guess what? He created
58-51. He sure did. 7-point lead. VCU needs some points. It needs them in a hurry. And Marcus Evans tries to deliver off the back iron. Loose ball picked up by B.J. Stith.
They have to foul now.
Yeah, VCU's in a situation where you would think they would start fouling. Down by 7. 1 minute left in regulation. You can barely hear yourself in this place.
Caver's not going to give up the ball. He's going to make them foul him.
Now there's 11 on the clock. ODU's outscored VCU by 19 and a half, 38-19. Green kicks it to Stith for a 3. Off the mark rebound. Dariante Jenkins is pushing it in a hurry. He gets pushed from behind. He's going to shoot a 3. Misses. Gets his own rebound over to Santos Silva. They're going to have a foul on Old Dominion. 36 seconds. 58-51, Old Dominion, largest lead they've had of the night.
The lid has been on that basket to our right all night. Think about it.
It's a great point.
In the first half, Old Dominion scored 20 points, and in this half, VCU scored 19.
We have a timeout on the floor. 36 seconds in regulation. ODU up 58-51. Santos Silva's going to go to the line. Marco Santos Silva's a 50% free throw shooter. 50% on the season.
VCU's made 1 of its last 9 field goals. It feels like the lid has been on for them this entire second half.
They got a tough schedule coming up.
They sure do.
I mean, you look at Iona at home, then on the road at Texas, at Virginia, Charleston, Wichita State, and Ryder to finish out the year.
It's not a gimme game in that. Ryder has a very good experienced team. Back, they are the favorites this year to win the MAAC as opposed to the MAC.
It's always confusing. Well, look, last 2 games, VCU's had to go to overtime. The St. John's game up in Brooklyn, that was a game that could have gone either way. The game at home, they had a 13-point halftime lead against Hofstra, coughed it up, had to go to overtime and win that game. They've played these kind of games even earlier in the year against Hampton. There was a game against Bowling Green where they've had leads and they've had these letdowns in the second half, and tonight it looks like it may come back to bite them.
Well, that's a sign of a team that's growing and learning. And remember, they lost Johnny Williams, their point guard. They lost their leading scorer from last year. So those 2 guys scored 46 points last year against VCU and against Old Dominion in the win.
Santos Silva to the line. He's got 6 points and 9 boards on the night.
You can see why he's a 50% foul.
Yeah, he apparently got the ball in his hand. It seemed like 50% for the line on the season. He said come to the line, misses the first. VCU down by 7. Again, it's very hard to hear yourself in this place right now. Santos Silva makes the second, so
50%.
6-point game, 36 seconds to go. You got to imagine a very quick foul here from VCU.
They'll try to steal the inbounds. If they don't steal the inbounds, I think they'll foul right away because they're down 6, as you said.
Caver gets it into Stith, who's a 90% shooter. He's fouled immediately from Isaac Van. So coming to the other end, shooting 2. With 35 seconds left in regulation, ODU hanging on to a 6-point lead.
Those early fouls are coming back to hurt VCU now because, as you said, Stith will shoot 2 because they're in the double bonus.
Yeah, and they got 2 players out there, too. Sims and Santos Silva with 4 fouls, too, so obviously those guys don't want to get fouls at this point. This half, ODU 9 for 13 from the free throw line. So it must be this basket.
It's got to be, right?
B.J. Stith knocks it down.
And that makes it a 3-possession game.
Stith now 17. Make that 18 for him. Stith 19 on the night. ODU lead 8. VCU is going to have to hurry.
Just get a basket. Doesn't matter if it's 2 or 3. They just need
Wide open look for Marcus Van from 3. Off the mark of the front iron. Rebound ODU. And here's going to go Stith with a exclamation point. 10-point ODU lead. This place is going wild as we're into the final seconds. And Isaac Van trying to answer. Misses. ODU and Dinkins with the rebound. That's going to be
And Mike
the
Rose
end of
says
it.
that's enough. What a comeback win for ODU.
Big win for Jeff Jones' team. Big win for Jeff Jones and ODU tonight. After a rough start, come back to beat VCU 62-52 as the coaches meet at half court. The teams shake hands, so that will end a 3-game losing skid of the series for the Monarchs. And they improve the 4-3. VCU falls to 5-2 on the season. We'll come back, look at some final numbers and highlights as Old Dominion beats VCU tonight. College basketball in Masson. Welcome back to Old Dominion, where the Monarchs tonight knock off VCU 62-52. Scott Jackson and John Feinstein back here with you. And John, as we put a wraps on this one, I mean, clearly, again, a tale of 2 halves. Can't say it enough. The second half, Old Dominion on the boards, making shots, totally changed this game.
Yeah, Old Dominion dominated on the boards, particularly on the offensive end, which was a big concern for Mike Rhodes going into this game. Turns out he knew what he was talking about. But in the second half, his team just couldn't buy a shot. They didn't make a 3. They shot 6 out of 22 in all and had 1 offensive rebound. So they're shooting poorly and they're one and done, and the other team's getting second chance points time after time. That is not a good combination if you're VCU.
Yeah, ODU outscoring VCU in the second half 42-20. And in times when BJ Stith didn't have it going, Ahmad Caver was struggling, they were still able to stay in this game and chip away at the lead.
Yeah, Green and Wade did a great job there the first 7-8 minutes when Caver and Stith were still struggling and kept them in the game, kept them around 9-10 point deficit. And then when Stith and Caver got going offensively, and you combine that with the defense that ODU played to limit VCU's shots, it led to a 10-point win after being down as many as 17 in the first half.
Yeah, and you look to the night, it finished with BJ Stith finished with 21, Caver with 13. And VCU's leading scorer Marcus Evans tonight wasn't the homecoming he was looking for with just 14 as VCU falls on the road 62-52.